Jai Guruji Maharaj, Shukrana Guruji Maharaj. With folded hands and gratitude in my heart, I bow to the lotus feet of a beloved Guruji. With His divine grace and due permission, I would like to start the reading of chapter 73, Satsang number 69 from the holy book Light of Divinity. Almighty Father, He keeps giving. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. We believe in the existence of an unseen and unknown supreme power which reinforces its presence through our faiths and beliefs. That supreme power has many times manifested itself in the form of various avatars in different yugas, ages. And that very supreme form has in this yuga taken a human guise in the form of our respected Guruji. Every human being in any part of the world is a recipient of his sublime benediction, irrespective of whether the person knows him or not. There are myriad instances which speak volumes about us being blessed every passing second, but it is impossible to narrate each and every blessing in this constrained format. But there are a few that I would like to share with his blessings. At first, we were skeptical about visiting his mandir as we were non-believers in saints and yogis. But it is very true that one can soak in his divine presence only if and when he wishes it. Our call from Guruji thus came in November 1995 in Jalandhar. My husband had been suffering from a severe skin ailment, psoriasis. It had been over 8 years and we had tried all possible treatments. He was covered from head to toe with big red patches encrusted with a thick white itchy crust. His scalp used to feel hard like rock. Even his genitals were covered with patches. Apart from this, he had to face the mental trauma of dealing with people who would shrink from even standing near him. With no alternative, but with some reluctance, we went to Guruji. In retrospection, I realized how lucky we were. Guruji produced divine prasad, producing fragrant sweets from nowhere in front of my eyes, not once or twice, but 6 to 7 times during our initial days. But the telling blow to these uncertainties fell when Guruji blessed my husband on 1 January 1996. He told us to bring a copper tumbler, which he blessed. My husband had to drink water from it first thing in the morning and bathe with the rest. Miraculously, he was cured within a few days, ridding me of a hormonal problem. At the same time, I was undergoing treatment for hypothyroidism. I was on 2 pills of Eltroxin, a massive dose. One day I was sitting at Guruji's feet when he suddenly said, "Neeru auntie, tera hormonal problem theek kar diya. I have treated your hormonal problem." I was taken aback because I had never said anything about my problem to him. I experienced firsthand that you don't have to say anything to him. He knows everything. Sure enough, I stopped taking medicines after tests were negative. Moreover, when I was in Panchkula, I developed a severe gynecological problem and began taking medicines, but in vain. I had to go to the toilet at least 10 to 12 times during the night and had several other complications too. I couldn't sleep at all and was cranky the whole day. Guruji was in Delhi at that time. Fortunately, my husband had a meeting in Delhi. I decided to accompany him so that we could have Guruji's darshan in the evening. We left our little daughters at home thinking that we would be back home early the next morning. But on the contrary, in the evening after having Guruji's darshan, when we went to take leave, he told us to stay back for 4 days. We were thrilled and said an instant yes. We stayed there for 4 days, soaking in his divine presence and lapping up all the chai prasad and langar. And the 4th day, he gave us permission to leave. At home, I slept calmly, realizing that he had cured me of whatever I was suffering from. After a week, we could visit him again. The first thing he said was, "Neeru auntie, susu theek ho gaya. Has your urine problem been cured?" Everybody laughed. When I touched his feet, he told me he had cured me of a uterine tumor. Again, he had healed me without being told anything. My daughter's psoriasis. One day in June, Singla uncle came to call on me on Guruji's command. I got up thinking that he might have wanted me to do satsang, but instead, Guruji told me to get some Ayurvedic medicine for him from a specific pharmacy which only exports this stuff. With Guruji's blessings, we got the medicine which pharmacists normally don't give without a prescription. Guruji took the medicine, one pill with milk in the evening. After 15 to 20 days, he told us to return the same, saying it was too strong for him. We tried our best but couldn't return it because of the export problem. It was expensive and Guruji had asked for a substantial amount of the medicine. Towards the end of August, Tanya, my younger daughter, then in class 8, developed patches on her face. The doctor diagnosed psoriasis. We were stunned. For 1 month, we faced the dilemma of whether to tell Guruji about it or not. We told him in October, and he again told us to bring a copper tumbler, which he blessed. But, contrary to expectations and her father's recovery, psoriasis started spreading all over Tanya's body. In just 1 month, she was covered from head to toe. Although badly affected physically, mentally, she was a pillar of strength herself. Such is his grace that she remained positive and upbeat about it throughout. In the meanwhile, Guruji had gone somewhere and could not be contacted. Everybody from neighbors to Tanya's principal, out of concern for her, started calling up to do something for her. But before we could say anything, she positively would say, "Only my Guruji is going to cure me when the time is right." In the meanwhile, she endured so much that her hearts would go out for her. She couldn't even comb her hair due to the rock-like patches that had covered her whole body. It is in such times that His grace is felt all the more. Here even a small child had been granted such a positive attitude. Guruji came back in January and the first thing he told us was to give the Ayurvedic medicine that could not be returned to Tanya. We realized that the medicine was meant for her in the first place. The medicine's full course is for 40 days. Tanya completed her 40th day on Shivratri and Guruji himself told us to stop the medication the next day. Divine calculation. Positive results started showing from the next day, and by the time she went to her maternal grandmother's place during her vacations, Tanya was cured. She sometimes develops small patches around her face. I believe Guruji's finishing karma left over from her previous birth. He had told me that my girl would have remained affected throughout her life. Saving 90 lives to save one. In 2002, my husband, then posted at Belgaum, rang me up one Saturday in August to say he was coming home. He boarded the Goa Express on Saturday and was to arrive on Monday morning. The same Saturday, my daughters and I went to Guruji. That day, everything was all the more pleasurable because Guruji made me sit near him for a long time and made me do a lot of satsang. During langar, I also ate double or triple the amount of langar because of the red chili chutney, which was accidentally. That is what you think, otherwise nothing is accidental or incidental. Served to me in quantities best reserved for dals, lentils or vegetables. To finish the chutney, I had to eat a lot of chapatis and dal. While giving me permission to leave, Guruji said, "Auntie, aaj tera kalyan kar diya. I have blessed you today." I was elated. In the morning, I was woken by a call from my husband. He abruptly said, "Everything is fine, don't worry." He then told me that his train had derailed and put the phone down. I connected the previous evening's happenings and the blessings that averted the mishap and was overwhelmed. I put on the TV and saw the breaking news. Goa Express, 7 bogies derailed, no casualties. I immediately went to the Bade Mandir as I was feeling restless. Singla uncle's daughter Aarti was the first one to meet me. Oblivious of my state of mind, she teased me about the amount of chutney I had to eat the previous night. I told her of the derailment and she was shocked. She called her mother and they both hugged me. Tears were rolling down her cheeks. We spent a day doing satsang with others. In the evening, when I went to Guruji, he asked me if I had come to tell him about the derailment. I could just not. He told me that he had saved 90 other people to save a single devotee. This fact was corroborated, not that it needs to be, by Mrs. Sabarwal, who was with Guruji on Saturday. At 1:30 a.m., Guruji was sitting silently. She said, when out of the blue, he said he had saved 90 people. It was at 1:30 a.m. that the train derailed. Sitting in Delhi, Guruji had saved so many near Pune. Who could have done this? But God Himself. The power of prayer. With Guruji, no words are required. Silent prayers said from the heart reach him. One morning I was reading the Shiva Puran when I came upon lines that said that God does not hold or touch you physically, but if He does, generations of your Kul family are blessed. I thought of how Guruji gave blessings from a distance. In the evening when we reached Guruji's place, Guruji was in his room and calling us. We sat on the carpet and Guruji started talking to us. Suddenly, he held forth his arm and told me to press his shoulders. Then he purposefully held my hand and twined his fingers in mine and repeated in chaste Hindi the lines I had read. Another time we had to go to Haridwar from Ambala. A superfast train that takes 2 to 3 hours used to leave Ambala at 10:30 a.m. It was already 10:35 when we reached the station. My husband was keen on travelling by bus. I objected, telling him the UP roads were bad and that it would take 5 to 6 hours. We asked a passing porter about the train and he said that it was never late, but by chance it was running 10 minutes late that day. He added that the signal was down and it was about to leave. Absent-mindedly, I prayed to Guruji that we catch the train. My husband agreed to give it a try and told me to run ahead and cross the bridge. He planned to buy platform tickets as there was a big queue on the ticket counter. So I ran and on getting down the stairs, I reached the place where the engine was. To my dismay, it started moving. Like a fool, I started waving at the engine driver to stop, as you would in case of a bus. And can you believe it? The train stopped for us for a good 7 to 10 minutes till my husband came and we boarded it. Free pizzas at home. On 14th August 2005, leaflets announcing an Independence Day scheme, one pizza free on purchase of one, were being distributed by Domino's. My younger daughter was excited about it, but I put a damper on her, saying we had already exceeded the month's expenses, so no pizzas. Mockingly, she said, "Guruji, this is not fair. You know I love pizzas." In the evening, we had friends from Guruji Sangat come over for dinner. I prepared the dinner in advance. When they came in the evening, they said the children wanted to have pizzas, so they had ordered 2 large ones. They were not aware of this scheme. So when the delivery came, 2 free pizzas were missing. The delivery person gave 2 pizzas and went back to get the other 2. Meanwhile, when we opened the box, one pizza was non-vegetarian, whereas the order had been for vegetarian pizzas. We rang up the pizza company, they apologized and offered to rectify the error. By this time, the other 2 pizzas had also arrived and the error had been repeated. At this point of time, our friend lost his cool and called up the manager. He came to our place along with his colleagues and was profuse in his apologies. He offered to return the money, but since our friends had already paid, the free pizza offer was extended at our discretion. That is, we could have 4 extra large pizzas whenever we wanted. Since we couldn't finish the 4 pizzas for dinner, we had them for breakfast too. We had a great time gorging on free pizzas for the next few months. My husband gets a corporate job. My husband has been a marketing person in the pharmaceutical industry. He has always had a field job with no office and no fixed timings. 3 years ago, when he was posted in Karnataka, we missed him badly. Once I was at the Bade Mandir sitting in the hall, eyes closed. I was thinking that it would have been nice if my husband had a routine of his job where I could pack his lunch. Suddenly, a lady from the Sangat came to me and said, "Your wish is granted." Surprised, I opened my eyes and found her equally surprised. Within a couple of months, my husband had to resign, and later, thanks to Guruji, he got a corporate job that is no field work when he's in town. It's a 9 to 5 job, and I have to pack his lunch, which I sometimes resent. He even travels in comfort and luxury. On the other hand, I use sandals. In fact, on 14 April, after Baisakhi, when we reached Guruji's, the sole of my sandal came apart. I couldn't do anything. I let it be, thinking that I would pick them up and walk barefoot while going back. When I came out, I couldn't find the torn sandals. As I looked for them, I found a pair resembling mine, but they were fine. I picked them up and checked the tag, and sure enough, they were mine. But to our utter surprise, they were as good as new. daughter gains admission in law school. Although my elder daughter Megha had taken up the non-medical stream in class 12, Guruji casually mentioned the arts stream for her future. Somehow through a satsang, he also gave us a clue about her taking up law as a subject. She filled the form duly, and when she went for her entrance exam, she was astonished to find that other students had taken up special coaching classes and were armed with law book. She took Guruji's name and sat for the exam. Out of thousands who had appeared, only 900 qualified for the next level, which comprised a group discussion and interview. Finally, only 250 had to be selected in the university. Due to Guruji's grace, she was. In the evening, when we told him about the admission, he was very happy and said, "This is just the beginning. Just wait and watch." And sure enough, she is doing very well with his countless blessings. One could go on and on extolling Guruji's virtues and blessings, but still be clueless about who he actually is. As he is in a human form, we tend to take him as somebody with supernatural powers like many others on this earth. But he's just not like anybody else. He's as unique as Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is Guruji and Guruji is Shivji. He is the ultimate. But that doesn't mean that all is hunky-dory here. He takes you through the roller coaster ride of life with its share of ups and downs according to one's karma. He shows you, like he did to me, the futility of all relationships, however close. And when you think that there is nobody for you in this world, he shows you his presence in a very subtle way. And thereafter, even if he doesn't speak to you, yet he makes his presence felt with an all-pervading fragrance. Although it is very difficult, yet according to me, the easiest way out of this illusionary world is to surrender to him. Entertain no ifs and no buts, just follow his lead. Life becomes so simple and beautiful. One has to just accept life as it comes with positivity and faith, which is his true blessing to us all. Last but not the least, he sees, he listens, he acts without even a knowledge, for he is omnipotent, omnipresent and omniscient. My daughter Megha writes thus for him. Thank you, Guruji. Why do we fall and then rise again? Why do we laugh in that unbearable pain? Why is it that we smile in that incessant rain? The reason is the priceless blessings that we have gained. The reason is the love of our Guruji, which our life sustains. You are the ultimate strength of our lives. You are the supreme force in that human guise. You are the final answer to every doubt. You are eternal happiness like the benevolent rain-giving cloud. We love you, respect you. We bow and we pray that you take us in your heart and forever there we stay. Satsang of Mrs. Neeru Bhardwaj. With this, first and foremost, I would like to seek forgiveness from our beloved Guruji if there was any mistake in the narration of this beautiful divine satsang. I would also like to seek forgiveness from each and every one of you for the same, and would like to invite you for the narration of next divine satsang from the holy book Light of Divinity. Thank you, Guruji. Thank you each and every one of you.